Boom! Welcome to our lesson 13th of the Emmanuel Juma lessons, Emmanuel Musa piano lesson. So, in our last lesson, we learned about the extended chords. Remember, we have tackled the scales, we have tackled the major chords, minor chords, the third chords, major chords progression, minor chords progression. So in this lesson, we are going to talk about, I had started introducing you to extended notes and extended chords, the major 7, the minor 7, and the sort of chords. But I thought it good that I tell you that it's good for you to know as a keyboardist these tricks, these tackles, so that it can help you enrich your chords, enrich your play, enrich your career in the piano lessons. So welcome to these lessons. Remember to hit a like there down, comment what I'm teaching, subscribe to what I'm teaching. A village boy, but knowledge is power. So welcome again to this lesson. So right away I'm going to start with the intervals. Or you remember our intervals. If you have not seen my interval lesson, I think it's about lesson 4 or 5. Please visit my lesson 4 and 5 for my interval lessons. So in the interval we talked about playing and not leaving the ground note, and we had counted some numbers. I'm just revising for you. So first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth in the C major scale, in the F sharp major scale. So that is what basically is interval. So remember, in playing the intervals always follow whether the major scales or for the minor scales. So the interval follows the major scales and the minor scales, but you do not leave your ground note. While playing them, do not leave your ground note. So that is what I had taught you basically in the previous lesson. So remember, we are graduating into intermediate class of piano. So in this intermediate level, I'm going to teach something here about the interval. Even advanced keyboardists, if you don't know this, you need to know now. Beginners, if you have graduated, you have watched my lesson 1 to I think 12 now, this 13th lesson. So stay tuned. We learned about some interval here. So for example, if I'm playing the C major scale, I'm only playing the 8 notes in that scale. But if I want to play the C chromatically scale, the chromat scale, sort of call it that way. So I'm not going to skip any key that it is inside the C major scale, whether the note is not is in the scale or it is not in the scale. So chromatically means playing without skipping any key. So if I'm in the C major scale, I'm going to play even the notes which are not included in the scale, so long as it is found inside. So these black notes or black keys are found inside. They are surrounded by the C major scale. Okay, so I'm going to explain this. So we learned about some 12 things here, 12 keys, 12, 5 plus 7. So that is what I mean by chromatically. I'm going to play all of them, but remember I'm in the key of C. So I'm going to play something like this. So if you count them chromatically, I have 13, including my ground note. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 if I'm adding the upper octave. Remember upper octave and lower octave. So but basically I only have 12 playing up to my B. But if I add my octave in another box, remember box, this box of 12, 12 key boxes, 12 key boxes, 12 key boxes, 12 key boxes, 12 key boxes. So in the interval, in the previous lesson we learned basically, but I'm now advancing. So we know I want to introduce to you some terms here so that you may be familiar with them, so that when you are going to meet them somewhere, maybe you go somewhere, they tell you something like that, so you are going to know each one and every one of them. So I have a term here. I'm going to say major second, major third, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, major sixth, major seventh, and an octave. So minor second, minor third, minor sixth, and minor seventh. So stay tuned here. So right away we're going to begin with them. So in my C major scale, this is my grand note. I have not gone any semitone higher or lower, so I say 0. Then plus 1. Remember, I'm playing all the things in this contained here. So plus 1, I've gone plus 1. So plus 1, that means that I've gone a semitone higher. So semitone higher, this is the minor second, because my major second is here, because this is remember, these are the major scales of C, the major notes in the major scale of C. So the added notes are just either minor or of the majors. So minor of the majors. So 0 plus 1 minor second, plus 2 minor major. So grand note 0 plus 1 minor second, plus 2 major second, plus 3 minus third, plus 4 major third, plus 5 my perfect fourth, plus 6 my tritone, plus 7 my perfect fifth, plus 8 my minor sixth, plus 9 my major sixth, plus 10 my minor seventh, plus 11 my major seventh, plus 12 my octave. So octave, because it is the same as the grand note. So grand note 0, minor second, major second, minor third, major third, perfect fourth, tritone, perfect fifth, minor sixth, major sixth, minor seventh, major seventh, octave. So what do I mean by this? What do I mean by this perfect fifth and perfect fourth and perfect fifth and a tritone here? So in this, remember, I'm in the C major scale. You can apply it in any key. Remember, I've taught you how you are going to maneuver to playing all keys in my previous lesson. So visit the previous lesson, subscribe, so that you can get my new videos and updates. So again, I'm going to repeat it for the last time. Grand note, minor second, major second, minor third, major third, perfect fourth, tritone, perfect fifth, major sixth, minor sixth, major sixth, minor seventh, major seventh, octave. So perfect. Remember, the minors, I'm getting them from the major. So if I'm in the major second, my minor second will be a semitone lower or a half step lower or down. So the perfect fourth and fifth, tritone and the perfect fifth. A perfect, when I just say perfect fourth, fourth is just a number. Sorry, fourth is just a number. Then I got the perfect is the quality of degree, or the quality of my note. So perfect, I have no a minor fourth. I don't have a minor fourth. So this fourth is just perfect, in just on its way, on its own. I'm not going to add anything. Or remember, when I'm in a minor second, I add a semitone higher to go to a major second. But in a perfect fourth, I don't have the major second to go to a fourth. I just go a semitone. That is perfect. I have not changed or added anything. Perfect fifth also, I have not changed or added anything. So perfect is just the quality. So what we need to know here is the triton. Triton comes from the word three. So three tones. Remember, tones are three full steps. So three full steps from the grand note is what I mean by the term triton. Please catch these basic things, because when you are going to be advanced in playing the extended chords, these things you need them. You are going to need them in your passing chords. You are going to need them in replacing the tritons. You are going to need them. Please catch what I'm teaching. So triton, three full steps or three tones from the grand note. So if my grand note is C, remember I'm playing with the C, three full steps. So the first one, the second one, the third one, I got my triton. So remember, I was calling this a triton just after the perfect fourth, my triton. Then perfect fifth, I've just said it is the quality. I don't need to go triton or a semitone high or low to get the perfect fifth. It is just there. I have not changed anything. So I'm going to repeat the same thing in my F sharp, because many of my subscribers, they are F sharp players. So the major scale of F sharp. So the major scale of F sharp is that. So I'm going to play the chromatic scale of F sharp. So playing all the things that falls under this scale or inside. So 12, 13 plus the grand note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 plus my octave. But it is 12 up to the F octave. So 12 plus my octave, the chromatic scale. That is what I mean by my chromatic scale. Playing all the things without skipping anything in the F sharp. So let me just remind you something. You can call our grand note the unison, because uni is 1, and you remember in the interval our grand note is the first. So unison, we can call it 1 because or we can say it is unison because it's going to unite the chords that will be found inside here. Forget it from me. So I can call it grand note 0. I've not gone semitone higher or lower, half step higher or lower. So 0, unison, minor second, minor third, major third, perfect fourth, triton, perfect fifth, minor sixth, major sixth, minor seventh, major seventh, octave. I'm calling this octave because it is the same as my grand note or as the unison, because I've not added anything. So it's just a higher octave, and from here this is my lower octave. So catch that is the advanced level of the intervals. So remember, I've only touched the major and minor scales, but we are going to look at the harmonic, melodic, and other scales. But for this lesson, I'm going to teach you. I've taught you the interval, so I'm going to add some chords also here. So in our next lesson, we are going to look into more of the Remember, we have graduated just from the beginners level. Now we are starting to enter into the intermediate level and advanced. But first intermediate, because we are not advanced, we have not known these things. So that's why we are practicing it with you. So right away, I'm going to remember the perfect fourth, perfect fifth, the tritone. This is our tritone. Remember, I've said this is our tritone because I said three tones or three full steps from the root note or the grand note or the unison. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Tritone, tritone, tritone. You'll meet these terms on YouTube, on Google, on everywhere. You'll meet these terms. So it is good for you to know, just for you, for the good of you. So right away, I'm going to venture into some added chords here, but I'm going to just play the triad chord first, so you understand them. Then when we go to extension chords, you will right away get them. So I'm going to start with my suspended chords. So a suspended chord basically is a chord in which the third, remember forming the major chord, you need the third. So your first, third, and the fifth, or your first, third, fifth, or your grand note, third, fifth. Even forming the minor, you need the third because you need to lower. So forming the major in the F sharp, first, third, fifth. Even forming the minor, you need the third because you need to lower the third. So to get the minor. So in the C, first, third, fifth. So you need the third even to form a minor, or even to form a diminished. You need the minor to form a diminished in the C. You need the third. You need the third to form some major chords, some minor chords. So in suspended chords, the third is omitted. The third is omitted. The third is removed. In other ways, the third is removed, and it is replaced either by the second in the interval or the fourth. So I remove my third, first, second, third, fifth. So I remove my third, I replace it with my second. So that is what I mean by a suspended chord. I replace it with my second or my fourth. So I replace it with my second or my fourth. So I've removed the third and replaced it with my second or the fourth. That is what I basically mean by a suspended chord. So in F sharp, first, third, fifth, I form the major. So I remove the third, I replace it with my second, or I replace it with my fourth. So if you have replaced it with your second, that will call it a sus2 because you have used the second, the 2. So a sus2 chord. If you replace it with your fourth, that will be called a sus4. So if you replace it with your second, sus2. If you replace it with your fourth, a sus4. So I'm just adding my C sharp here to my bass line. So my bass line can sound good. So if you replace it with our chord here, with our 4, that will be a sus4. Replace it with the 2, that will be a sus2. So remember the inversion. So I'm going to invert this, the sus4 of the F sharp, to bring it here. So I'm going to bring this C sharp and my B here. So a sus4 in the F sharp, I'll play like this when I invert it. A sus2 will remain. So you can slash it the way I'm doing. So in the C, you can invert it here. So a sus4, a sus4. So you can invert it. So you can invert it. You can see it's making some noise there. So that is what I mean by a suspended chord. The third is removed, replaced by a second or by a fourth. So that is basically what I mean by suspended chord. Another chord I'm going to look into is an augmented chord. So in augmented chords, basically you just form a major chord. So my augmented chord, my fifth, remember in getting the minor, I was either lowering my third to get the minor in the F sharp. So in my augmented chords, I'm going to play the major, then I'm going to you see my fifth, I'm going to higher my fifth by a semitone higher. So or I'm going to play the sharp of my fifth. Remember, sharps are played going to the right. I repeated this in my previous lesson. I taught this. So my augmented chords in my F sharp will play something like this. You have seen my augmented chord. So my augmented chord in my C, I'm going to play something like this. So form the major first, third, fifth in my C. Then I'm going to higher my fifth by a semitone, or I'm going to go a full step higher. In my fifth, I'm going to go a full step higher. So that is my augmented chord in the C. So an augmented chord is a chord where the fifth has been higher by a semitone high, or played the sharp of my fifth. So other people can say augmented chords consist of two major thirds. So intermediate pianists, we need to sharpen our knowledge. So two major thirds. Remember, in my interval, I've just taught you some major here, major second, major third, my major sixth, my major seventh. That are the only major. Then we have minor second, major third, minor third, minor sixth, minor seventh. So I've tackled the augmented chords. So I'm going straight away to tackle major seventh chord. So even I already tackled the major seventh chord in my previous lesson. So I say, remember the interval, our first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, our seventh, and our eighth. So in the interval, if I want to play a major seventh chord, I'm going to add my seventh in the triad chord. Triad chords are three notes. So in the interval, for example, in the F, my seventh is here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm going to play my triad chords. Then I'm going to add my seventh. I'm going to add my seventh note in the interval of that in that scale of that key that I'm playing, or that chord that I'm playing. I'm playing in the key of F sharp. So my seventh in the scale of the major scale of F sharp is my F. So playing the triad, that is the F sharp major triad, but adding my 7 will make it an F sharp major 7th. You see, I've added my 7. So you can invert this F and bring it here. So you can play something like this. So that is my major 7th that I'm playing here. So that is basically what I mean by adding my 7th. So F sharp major 7th. So C major 7th. You just play the triad chords, first, third, fifth, then you add your 7th. My 7th in my C major scale, in my interval was my B, so I'm going to play my B. So that is basically what I mean by a major 7th chord. So remember, we have tackled the major chords, minor chords, diminished chords. I have looked at the suspended chords. I have also shown you augmented chords, and now I'm showing you my major 7th chord. So my minor 7th chord playing in my minor scale. Remember the minor scale, for example, the A. So my minor scale in the A. So my A, I'm going to play something like this. So that will be my A minor triad chord. So I'm going to add my 7th, which will be my G in the A. So that is my A minor 7th chord. So my A minor 7th chord, that will be my A minor 7th chord. So in the C minor, remember minor is just found in the triad by lowering the third. So I'm lowering the third, that is my C minor. So adding my 7 in the C minor, adding my 7th in the C minor. So that is what I mean by basically my minor 7th. So we have looked at the major chords.